Welcome out to the show tonight, guys. This is Studio 321. This is Eddie B. So Trump is trying to take college money away from students. That's what the Democrats say. Is it real? No, but of course, that's what they're going to say anyways. And we're going to get to that in a minute. But guys, hit the subscribe button, the like button. Remember, guys, like minds think alike, man. We got to spread the word. So let's get together. Tell all your friends, subscribe to my channel, and let's talk about it. So here's what's going on. Obviously with tons of other news, there's been the news out that Trump was trying to take away, college money from all these students and blah, 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 blah. And of course that's the headline everywhere, but it's actually not true. What Trump is actually trying to do is stop spying in the United States. Okay, so what does the two have to do with each other? So this is what's going on. China has 277,000 Chinese students in the United States on student visas, okay? They come over here, they get a visa to come over here to go to school. They most of them pay to go to school, and that does help the colleges, but nevertheless, so this is the problem. And I didn't know this before. This actually shocked me when I first heard about it. The CCP, which, if you don't know what that is, that's the Chinese Communist Party. That's what it stands for. The CCP requires students who come to the United States to go to college that when they get back to China to report back on what things that they've seen in school and college and things like that. Well, so you would think like, well, how's that a big deal? Well, this is why it's a big deal. You got to remember, people who come from foreign countries, especially China, a lot of those students are very intelligent. So they come here because we have the best universities in the world. Okay? So they come over here, and most of them enroll in higher education type degrees, chemical engineering, biology, the medical field, robotics, very, very very highly technology based subjects. So what they do, they come over here, they study for 4 to 6 years, and then when they go back home, they give this information about our, everything, our techniques of studying, how classes are conducted, just the whole bit, all the information. And basically, so what happens is, and some of them might not get bothered at all, but the CCP picks the students that come home that they're interested in how we do certain things, and then they basically interrogate them. Now, the weird thing about this is the students have no choice. It's not their choice whether they want to do this or not. It's actually a rule, a law in China that you will cooperate with the government, or they can enact some harsh penalties on you or your family. So think about that, right? Anybody's going to do that. I mean, you're not going to refuse that. You're going to go back home after getting a 4 to 6 year degree. You're going to refuse that and have them either put you in jail or do something to your family or financially hurt you. Like, it's just not going to work. So basically what happens is you have 277,000 spies. Okay? And look, when I first was reading this article, I was like, man, that's insane. But actually, if you're looking to steal another country's technology, that's actually genius. It is. Think about it. Because, again, these students come over here. Most of them are getting, higher education degrees in fields that our technology fields, we kind of keep them guarded to a certain degree. I mean, we don't want to just give that technology to the Chinese or to the competition for that matter, because then they'll just build it faster than we will and sell it back to us cheaper, right? And, the Chinese are famous for doing that anyways. So if you think about it, it's really genius on their part. So what does Trump do? Well, he's trying to stop that. That's what this is actually about. He wasn't trying to take college away from foreign students. Because here's the thing, the colleges make a lot of money off these foreign students. They do. And it's probably good for our economy. And it's not it's not a bad thing to have foreign students. But the spying thing is terrible. We cannot have that happening. So I don't know yet what his angle is on this situation. I don't know if he is trying to send a message to the Chinese government to stop doing that, or stop requiring it. And I don't know how they would, America could oversee that either. I don't know how you would know if they were forcing their students to spy, or basically interrogating them when they get back home, because they're not going to tell you. So I don't know whether his angle is to try to fix the problem and continue to let them in, or if he feels like there's no fixing the problem, and then that we're just going to stop letting Chinese students get visas, period. Because I know that right now he's trying to freeze all Chinese visas. Now, I'm sure that the Democrats will find some crazy judge somewhere in the country who will put a hold on all this, and then they will. But I think he'll break through and get the holds or actually removed, and he'll be able to freeze those Chinese visas. And again, I don't know if he just doesn't want them coming here to go to school, or if he's just trying to send a message so he can fix the problem of them spying. I don't see how he fixes the problem, because again, the Chinese government is so sneaky. They'll just figure out another way to do it, and then they'll just get the information from the students some other way. Now, they have caught some Chinese students straight up spying. I mean, not wait until they get back home and giving them information, but actually sending information overseas, engineering diagrams, all different kinds of stuff. And they have been arrested, and that's good. But you're talking 277,000 Chinese visas. That's very hard to keep track of. My opinion, if it was mine, if I was in charge, I'd just revoke all the visas. I'd just say, we don't need you here. We don't need you going to our schools. And I would start over again. Because look, there's plenty of other countries that we can get, foreign students from. India sends a lot over. And if you take all the Chinese visas away, then we'll probably just get more from other countries, which would be just fine, because they're allies with us. They might do a little tiny bit of spying, but they're not going to require it of their students, that's pretty ridiculous. But anyways, guys, hope you liked the video. Talk to you soon. This is Eddie from Studio 321. Have a good night.